And now comes the moment we have all been waiting for, the moment when we get to greet our special guest of honor, Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Hello, Supreme Master Ching Hai. Wow, you look so beautiful.
Hello, my love. Hello, everyone. Thank you.
We are extremely grateful that you could join us here in Washington, D.C.
Supreme Master Ching Hai, we have been discussing the urgency of climate change and the solutions to many of our problems, and that a vegan diet offers a solution. We also have been talking about the dawn of a new golden era here on Earth.
Yes. We have many guests with us here this evening, as well as our worldwide viewers who would like to ask you some questions. But before we begin the question and answer session, is there anything you would like to say to our guests and viewers?
Yes, I would like. I would like to thank all the beautiful people for coming. And I'm very honored to be with them. Once again, in the company of the great, good-hearted, intelligent people of America, including the distinguished guests, dignitaries, and illustrious speakers who are leaders in their fields of government, science, environment, and health. I have been listening quietly. Well, I have been in your country, the United States, many times, including the magnificent nation's capital, Washington, D.C. And I have always been welcomed so much, no matter where I go. For this, I'm always grateful. And I have a special place in my heart for the United States of America and her citizens as shining examples of the democratic spirit. I'm always impressed by this young, self-made nation that has excelled in strength and leadership through her people's sheer determination, sincerity, and faith. And I believe that the courageous actions needed at this urgent time would be led by Americans. Your high standards of integrity and deep love for your families and country will bring about the crucial steps needed to save our precious planet, our home, and the one we want for our children and grandchildren. May this important event be fruitful and beneficial to the participants and the world. Thank you all for being here. God loves us all. God bless you all. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai, for your insightful words and for your beautiful dress today. You look absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. This is a vegan fur. Vegan fur, hey? It's not real fur. Yeah.
Yes.
I designed it.
Whoa.
Also the jewelry, you know, right? Look at how beautiful. You don't have to wear real fur. It's beautiful.
It's much more beautiful than...
Yeah, and you feel so light wearing it because you don't have a bad conscience. Yes. And so warm, you know? I have something better inside. I also designed it. Look at this. See? Yeah. Look, be veg, go green.
Whoa.
Save the planet.
Master, you look like a queen.
Oh, thanks a lot. Yes, I'm the Queen of Heart. To the Queen of Heart is the age of beauty. Okay, I don't want to sing that song. It's a little bit sad, so we sing some better song. I leave you to do it. All right, let's get down to business because all of you busy.
Well, we have several questions that our guests this evening would like to ask you. Are you ready for us to begin?
Yes, ma'am.
Our first questioner is a software developer named Jerry Pelletier.
Hi, my name is, like they said, Jerry Pelletier.
Welcome.
Thank you. My mother, Chan Mo, was a devoted follower of your teachings for many, many years.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah, I knew.
She's a Buddhist nun.
Yes.
And very, very beautiful woman.
Yes. My question is that this world we share, and made up of many countries, and the activities of one country affect the health and well-being of other countries. It's kind of the analogy I can make is the smoking and non-smoking sections of a restaurant. So right now, I think the world there's more smokers than non-smokers. So what can we do? Is it just one person at a time? Is it a country at a time? What can we do to get everybody on the same sheet of music to change the way we live, to save this world we live in?
Yeah, what can we do? We have to change ourselves first, eh? It begins with us. Since time immemorial, evolution always begins with individual. Yes. If we want to change the world, we change ourselves first. Now, even if the government forbids smoking or drinking or drugs, but if people individually continue, then we have not made much difference. So now we have to change. For example, we change a little bit, our habits, just a very little bit. Like we put down that piece of meat, and then we replace it with tofu or some other vegetarian protein. Just a little change, very little change. And then the world will change, and then we will continue to live here, and then we can have a better world. Everything will change for the better. Just little change like that. Anything else you want to ask? Are you happy with my answer?
Very much so. Thank you. They wanted me to ask one more thing.
Yeah, please.
Sometimes it takes an impending catastrophe to make us change and become much greater than we were before.
Wow.
Is this what's happening with climate change? Is it, in fact, an opportunity for us to make an unprecedented leap in evolution?
Good question, sir. Good question. You see, we should not have waited until we have a catastrophe like this, or impending catastrophe to change. But nevertheless, you're right. It's possible that when we faced with such a great upheaval, then we will change and we make a leap into the next level. Especially now, we still have a little time to change. It's just that we need to act now, you see, to profit from this so-called catastrophic future awaiting us. We have to act now for all of humanity, because along with our own survival and health, there is an entire planet that is in trouble. And everyone needs to be vegan to save it. It's a very simple solution that we might overlook. Because if we all change into vegan, put down the animal products, then we would have a dream world that I promise. Because like begets like. We forget that the Bible told us that as we sow, so shall we reap. That means if we create peace, compassion, and harmony, then that's what we will get. Now, the impending catastrophe that you mentioned, it might be motivating us to change, the whole humanity. But to benefit from this opportunity, more people must act now. All of us must. We face a very dangerous future if global warming continues. In fact, distinguished scientists and other United Nations members have been meeting throughout this year in preparation for the December Copenhagen Summit, where they hope to reach agreement on a treaty to replace the Kyoto Protocol. German Chancellor Angela Merkel was just here in Washington, D.C., making an historic address to the U.S. Congress and asked the United States to help to lead in halting climate change. I would ask the same, even though I'm not the Chancellor. I'm sure many of you are aware of the increasing number of global warming effects noted worldwide. So I will share just a few from the world and from the United States. 1. In the Arctic North Pole, so much ice has already melted that scientists are forecasting an ice-free summer within as little as 3 to 6 years, which would be the first time in 1 million years. First time in 1 million years. Meanwhile, Greenland is shedding 85 million tons of iceberg each day due to warming, and at a rate that is increasing by 7% each year. The West Antarctic ice shelf is also melting, with 3.3 meter sea level rises forecast that would threaten cities like in your country, New York, Washington, D.C., and San Francisco. And if all of Antarctica and Greenland were to melt, meaning the ice, then the sea levels could rise to as much as 70 meters, which would be deadly or disastrous to most lives on Earth. 2. Glaciers across the globe are shrinking more quickly than researchers ever expected, leaving rivers and lakes gone, disappearing, or drying, with no water for crops and billions who face food shortages due to water shortages as well. 3. Due to rising sea levels, islands are sinking as we speak, with Tuvalu, Tonga, and some 40 other island nations having to plan their whole country's migrations. They are being forced to join the already 20 million climate refugees today. The International Organization for Migration stated that there may be 200 million climate refugees by 2050. 4. According to researchers at Georgia Institute of Technology, United States of America, worldwide, the number of the most destructive Category 4 and 5 hurricanes has doubled over the past 35 years. Category 5 storms yield the highest level of destruction in major cities. Their intensity and duration also increased by 75% since the 1970s. One of these storms whose effects can still be seen and felt was the 2005 Hurricane Katrina, which devastated especially areas of New Orleans, with people who are still recovering their homes and their lives today. I am so sorry the American people have had to suffer through such tragedies. Now in the United States, 1. Close to 1 million acres of pine forests have been lost in the Rocky Mountains due to beetle infestation from global warming. are similar also in Canada, but due to time limit, I cannot report to you everything. So now we just report about United States. Now, 2, in the state of Montana, the famous glaciers of Glacier National Park are now expected to disappear within a decade. 3, according to a new study by the Scripps Institution of Oceanography, the Colorado River, which supplies water to 7 western states, is going dry. Famous river, huh? 4, in fact, researchers say that the U.S. West is facing a devastating drought crisis as snows from mountains are released in vast reservoirs of water. 5, the sea level in North Carolina, USA, rose 3 times faster during the 20th century than during the previous 500 years. 6, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration said that for the first time on record in 2008, 6 consecutive tropical cyclones made landfall on the U.S. mainland. The North Atlantic Ocean and the Indian Ocean are the 2 areas with the strongest hurricane trends. You may ask, what is the main cause of this damage and destruction to the environment? Perhaps, surprisingly, it's not the coal industry or cars or planes or trains or boats or ships. It's methane, which is produced primarily by the livestock industry. A new and just published report by the respected World Watch Institute states that livestock is the largest single contributor to greenhouse gases, responsible for more than 51% of the total emitted. This report factors in an atmospheric heat-trapping effect of methane that is 72 times larger than CO2 when averaged over a 20-year period. Furthermore, just days after the World Watch Institute's report was released, NASA announced that methane actually contributes much more to global warming than previously understood, and it traps 100 times the atmospheric heat over 20 years. And the largest source of methane is, livestock. Now, facts such as these have caused people like esteemed climate expert Lord Stern of the United Kingdom to state in an interview that meat is a wasteful use of water and creates a lot of greenhouse gases. It puts enormous pressure on the world's resources. A vegetarian diet is better. So I quote exactly what he said. Now, the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization reported that livestock raising is the single largest human use of land, the biggest source of water pollution, the number 1 cause of biodiversity loss, and the top producer of human-caused methane and nitrous oxide. In fact, the United Nations has named livestock as one of the biggest environmental problems of our time. With 90% of the destruction of the Amazon rainforest since 1970 being for cattle and growing animal feed, lush forests are being turned into barren fields at a rate of 36 football fields per minute. 36 board feet per minute of rainforests are being destroyed as we are speaking. If you can imagine how big that is, how detrimental that is to our world. Rainforest is the lung of our planet. It's the health of our co-citizens. And as the trees are felled and plants become more exposed and dry, they even emit carbon dioxide rather than absorb it. This is another danger that is attacking us. Next, meat consumption is a very serious threat to human health. You ask any scientist, they tell you this. You ask all the responsible doctors, they'll tell you this. In fact, one of the doctors sitting there, Dr. Greger, I saw him there. Now, bacterial infections from foodborne illnesses originate largely in animal products, causing widespread illnesses, disability, and even death for thousands of Americans each year. The top 4 bacteria are E. coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter, and Listeriosis. Studies have shown that bacteria from contaminated raw meat can remain even after washing a working surface. And it only takes a few cells of E. coli, for example, to kill a young child. Just a few cells of E. coli to kill a young child. A young, little, tender child. Imagine that. Just a few cells. Add to that the leading causes of death in the United States, like from heart disease, cancer, diabetes, obesity. Every year, heart disease kills 632,000 Americans. Cancer kills 560,000 Americans. Stroke kills another 130,000 Americans. Diabetes kills 72,000 Americans just from meat eating. And we cry over war-related deaths. Who cries for these hundreds of thousands of Americans who die because of that piece of meat? Who cry for those young, helpless, innocent little children who die just because of meat-related E. coli, just a few cells of it? So, ladies and gentlemen, meat is the worst killer than any war. Don't you agree? Yes or no? Thank you. Thank you. Then there are more diseases related to the production of the meat, like swine flu, which Dr. Michael Greger just explained very clearly, originates from animal farms, and the next pandemic, which could emerge any day now, any minute, could be worse for us, could be worse than swine flu. So, sir, to solve this, we do need to move quickly, and of course we know what to do, right? Yes? Be vegan. You know, yes or no? You know? Yes. Thank you. Wonderful people. Wonderful. You make my day. There is an advantage of time here, because one aspect of methane is that it dissipates in around 12 years' time, whereas carbon dioxide, CO2, stays in the atmosphere for up to thousands of years. So we remove the livestock-generated methane and the planet cools fast. You see the logic? Yes. From many scientific studies, the health benefits of the vegan lifestyle are already clear. And there are entire communities, such as Village of Peace in Israel where thousands of vegan residents are free of diseases such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and even cancer. In the country of Ghana, there is a similar program where, after becoming vegan for more than 20 years now, the villagers, the entire village, don't have malaria anymore. And you know how malaria attacks those countries in Africa, yes. And the previous high infant mortality rate went down to 0. Before, high infant mortality rate, 0. Yes. I also applaud this program. So please pray with me, Mr. Pelletier, that everyone does wake up in time. Pray, I pray day and night, that the divine manifest in the physical realm and wake up the leaders of our nations, wake up the religious heads, wake up everybody in time, so that they understand the urgency of our situation and that they understand the solution of solving this dangerous crisis they're facing us. That is, we have to turn back to our caring and compassionate nature inside our heart. That's very simple. We are that. We are compassion. We are merciful. We are caring. So we just have been cheated. We have been misinformed up to now. So we did not know it. Being vegan worldwide is the advancement of compassion that will uplift and unify all cultures, bringing tranquility to humans and animals alike. The inner peace that comes from replacing killing with respect for all life will spread like a wave across the globe, elevate human hearts, and create a harmonious Eden on earth. That will bring us all to a lasting golden era. Bless you. Thank you. I'm positive we will do it. Yes? We can make it. Just a little change. Just a little change. Just a little piece of animal meat. Change to vegetable protein. We have plenty nowadays. We have vegan sausage. We have vegan. All kind of chicken, shrimp, look alike, taste better. I love Washington, D.C. I love Washington people. You are so elite. Thank you.
Our next questioner is Mr. Bob Levinson, producer and radio host of a program called Environmentally Sound on WVOX Radio in New York. In fact, Mr. Levinsold and Supreme Master Ching Hai know each other because he recently interviewed her on his program.
Right.
Hi, Master.
Hi, Bob.
It's good to see you again. Good to be with you again.
How are you, Bob?
I'm great. I'm great. It's very nice to be here. I'm glad your people invited me. You have a great crew here, great staff.
Good audience, eh? They are so good.
Yes, very good.
I feel such a loving and supportive atmosphere. Okay, go ahead, Bob.
Okay, my question is, I still don't quite understand what you mean by leap to the golden era. What does the term leap actually mean? What makes it happen? And what does the golden era mean to us here on Earth?
Oh, you don't know leap, Bob? I'm sure you know. You just asked for so that you can have some interesting thing to talk on your radio show, right? Yeah.
Actually, I asked them because I would like to understand what this is about. It's called Humanity's Leap to the Golden Era. And I would like to know just how you see it, what it means in your terms, because you are the inspirational spark for this whole gathering.
All right, sure. Aye, sir. I will comply.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Very thought-provoking. I shall try my best to explain what is meant by humanity's leap to the golden era. The leap is the big jump that could bring humankind from one incorrect way of life to a better way of life, to the next higher level in a short time. You see, one small step from everyone in the right direction can result in a big leap in our evolution as a human race. And that small step is very simple. It's just no killing. Abiding by the principle of live and let live. Adhering to the universal law where we grant life to beget life, because like attract like. That's we all know. This, of course, includes adopting a vegan diet. Humans are naturally more generous and peaceful in their hearts. It's just that we all have been misinformed, misunderstood for a long time. We thought meat was good for us. We thought dairy was good for us. We thought fish was good for us. We thought egg was good for us. It's all wrong. It's all the opposite. It all has been proven that these things that we have been told that good for us, like meat, fish, dairy, eggs, whatever animal products are good for us, is all wrong. It's the opposite of what is good. It has been bringing us suffering, sickness, and tremendous loss of finances from taxpayers for curing disease and related business. So we have been misled for a long time. Now we have to do research. We have to listen to the wise doctors and scientists. We have to see the result of their research, that meat and animal products are really poisonous for us. We have to stop now, especially stop for our children's sake. We can't keep poisoning our children anymore. They're helpless. The poor children, they rely on us. They think we know better. But it's not our fault either. We just need to turn around. Why is not our fault? Because we have been also taught that way. And our grandparents, our great-grandparents also been taught that way. And for being too busy for our daily survival, working, we have no time to do research. So we did not know that these things are truly poisonous to us. And above all, it is eating up our planet. It's not just killing people, it's not just killing animals, it's killing our planet. And we have to stop it in order to save our world. We just turn around, that's it. Just walk the opposite way, the right way without causing any more suffering, no taking more lives, but loving and protecting all creatures. That's the leap that our humanity needs. Thank you. We will feel completely different after we make this leap. We will feel evolved to the higher level of consciousness automatically. Just imagine, we are big, strong, intelligent, and able. We are able to plan all kind of stuff to eat. And we should not use our might, our intelligence, our capability to harass, to molest, to torture, to cause suffering, and to murder those little helpless, innocent animals who has never done us any harm. According to the law, they are innocent. And if we kill innocent beings, we are the ones who should be punished. I am sorry if I offend you, but this is the truth. And I'm sure you understand it. Thank you. Through our leap in this evolution, we can live this existence of want and fear toward a true life of peace and love and enlightenment. From the vicious cycle of killing, suffering, and violence to a circle of loving kindness, protection, and happiness. Can we imagine a world where the meek ones never have to fear the strong? Where there is no more violence, no fighting among neighbors, near or far, and no child has to die of hunger, thirst, or illness every few seconds, every day, while their mother watches, completely helpless, with her heart drowning in sorrow. As I am speaking, many children are dying somewhere. Every few seconds, a child dies of hunger. We cannot keep doing this. We cannot wait longer. We have to save these lives. Not just the lives of animals, but the lives of our children. Even if it's not our children, other people's children. Meat causes so much suffering because it causes hunger and war. We use up all our cereals, grain, soy, and good resources, and land and water to support the meat industry. And therefore, the world is short of food and water. So in order to save lives, we have to stop the meat industry. The way we are living right now is a deeply degraded condition of what we really are. We are the children of God, which is all loving and kindness. We are the heirs of heaven. We're just forgotten. Can you imagine a God who comes here to earth and kill everything in sight to eat? Sorry if there's a God like that. I don't want to be his child. Would you like to be the children of that kind of God? Tell me yes or no.
No.
Okay, no. Thank you. Thank you. You're so kind. Now, if God is all merciful, all compassionate, all loving, and we are the children of God, then don't you think we should walk like God's children on earth? We have to walk the way of love and compassion. We have to represent our Father if we want to glorify His name. We always pray every day, hallowed be thy name in heaven as well as on earth. But what do we do to hallow His name? We have to represent Him. We always pray to God because we believe God is merciful, protective, compassionate, and loving. And we are the children of God. We must represent these qualities. We are those qualities. We are loving and kindness. We have just been misled, misinformed, and we have been forgotten. We have forgotten. So please just remember, these qualities are deep inside us. So we know there must be something better than what we see around us. We do have examples throughout history of human beings whose lives were so uplifting that they continue to shine till today. Not only spiritual teachers, but philosophers like Plato, statesmen like Socrates, the mathematician Pythagoras, and the poet Ralph Waldo Emerson of America. They were all vegetarian. Are you surprised? No, you're not. You don't look surprised to me. So you knew all that. All the great people, they are vegetarian or vegan. So if we study them carefully, we will see that at the basic core of the civilized life they taught is the vegan diet. The vegan diet is one of the first single greatest acts of compassion, of not harming another life and not damaging the environment even. If we compare a meat-based diet to a vegan diet, it takes around 14 times as much water, 6 times as much grain, 10 times as much energy, and over 20 times as much land, while often destroying precious rainforests. Being vegan is good business in terms of virtuous merit as well as preserving the only home we have. The less damage and harm we inflict upon the planet and her inhabitants, the less we have to pay. We are paying dearly now, and we will pay much dearer if we don't stop the meat animal industry. The more we exert our loving kindness and protection towards all beings, the greater we will be in the world, the greater will be the feeling in our hearts, as well as in the kingdom of heaven. That's why great masters and other illuminated souls of the past all taught us one and the same, that if we don't wish to be harmed, we must not impose harm on others. You look on all religion, I'll say the same in this sentence, this same meaning. Whatever is good for us, we should do for others. That whatever we sow, we will reap without fail. That's why they did teach us not to eat animals and to be vegan. If we make this leap, a very small change in the diet, Instead of meat, instead of animal protein, we choose vegetable protein, which is the first class anyway. Animal protein is second class. Why? Because they have eaten the first class vegetable and fruit, and then we eat their flesh. That is second class. We are human. Why do we choose the second class stuff? Huh? It doesn't befit us. So we have to make this leap. Thank you. My God, you are so kind. We have to make this leap, ladies and gentlemen, because if we do, the golden era will be here in no time, heralding a time of peaceful living, without the perpetual loss of lives. Early death in the tens of billions each year. My God. Torture and murder for our fleeting pleasure, which we could always replace. Meat is replaceable. There are so many wonders of earthly life that we have yet to experience and discover. So much scientific knowledge to be revealed and explored and invented. And incredible technologies to be discovered and developed. There are better social systems. These are things mostly beyond our present level of logic or even our imagination. But they can only be achieved through tapping into our wisdom and creative power. In order to open this wisdom, we must first remove the harmful, obstructive substance that block and suppress it, like meat, dairy, fish, poultry, and all animal products. These things obstruct our intelligence, delay our progress, not just spiritually, morally, but technologically as well. Finally, besides our personal reasons wanting to welcome a golden era, we also have the planet to consider, which, as I'm sure you know, we are at risk of losing any time now. So this leap in consciousness is also to save our planet and all other beings that deserve a harmonious world to live in. If everyone make this leap or shift, we can save our planet. I promise, with all the honor that I have, and God be witness. At the same time, we elevate ourselves, which has been long, long overdue. Thank you, Bob, for making me talk so much. Lucky the Washington people are very polite, you know, they are very polite, educated people. Thanks so much.
Thank you for explaining the truth so clearly and for encouraging us to do the right thing.
Our next questioner became a vegan a few years ago when he realized that it was a more compassionate and noble way of living. Mr. Alex Arndt, songwriter, musician, and lead singer of the band Sonic Paradigm, now promotes the vegan diet through his songs.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Wow.
Hi, Supreme Master Ching Hai. Hello.
Hi, Alex.
Hello. Hey, I just want to say thank you for being my fan. I am also a big fan of yours.
Oh.
And I am so happy to ask you this question. Okay.
Please.
My question is, as a musician, it seems to me that one of the most powerful things is art in our world, and it connects us as human souls. Why do you think this is? Does the beauty of art remind us of another more noble way of life? Thank you.
Yeah, sure, Alex, sure. But it's so nice to see you. A smart, handsome, compassionate musician. Voice of the voiceless, torchbearer for many people. I'm one of your fans as well, you know. I wish you all the best as you continue to write and sing from your heart. Your songs are very touching and ringing with heartfelt truth and feeling. Like there are no slaughterhouses in the spiritual world. So why would we want any on earth, right? That's it. Your songs are powerful. Very powerful, and art is powerful. You know that. Art can speak to us deep inside without any explanation and language. It just goes straight to our heart. It can elevate a person's mood, dissolving the barriers of prejudice or preconceived notions, and going beyond the need for human language for perfect expression. And you know, Alex, artists like you are considered half saints already. You are a vegan artist, so perhaps you are more than 50%, huh? Congratulations. I could talk forever in this kind of, atmosphere. The artists are able to emulate the heavenly melodies and the beauties from above and try to express them on earth as much as they can through their physical instruments and vocals. Because in heaven, everything is so glorious and beyond imagination, full of divine light and celestial sound of music. That is what we call the higher vibrations of the universe, which we can hear anytime. Like now, I'm speaking to you. I don't have any instrument, and nobody is playing any harp around here, but I can hear the heavenly music at the same time. And the inside melody, this music, is a real music, is a real inspiration behind all the greatest composition on this planet. Yes, I know it because I myself experienced. Yes. In ancient times, the spiritual practitioners who were connected to heaven at times tried to replicate the mesmerizing, wonderful music of the celestials abode by creating instruments. So many of the instruments we have, like the harp, the piano, the violin, the flute, the Scottish bagpipes, etc., they all correlate with the sounds of real heavenly realms, except the real ones are much more incredibly uplifting for this matter. I know it because I can compare, because I hear the inner music and I can hear your outside music or other artists' music, so I can compare, yes. Though the paints and the gold and precious gems can never be as brilliant as the ones in God's kingdom, they also still help to remind people of their glorious divine nature, or awaken to something beyond the ordinary world. So all artists help to awaken the noble qualities within humans. So you're right to say that the beauty of art does remind us of our real home. It's not just the aesthetic pleasure, but it resonates with our origin. The beauties we adore so much are us. The nobility, love, and compassion are us. Therefore, we are grateful to the artists such as yourself who have enriched our lives through their beautiful contributions. Let's continue working together until we create our own spiritual world paradise. Hey, Alex, thank you. Heaven bless you.
Thank you.
Continue with your music.
And we thank you, Supreme Master Ching Hai, for your words are actually artistic to our souls. They're music. It's heavenly. And we are moved with the compassion and passion of what your wisdom is all about. So thank you once again.
Our next questioner is also a musician. He goes by the pen name Da Vinci and is renowned for his dynamic form of hip-hop. He is most notable for doing many things simultaneously and can even play music with his feet and face.
Thank you. I'm here with my group, Soliloquists of Sound, and we've dedicated our lives as both people and musicians to inspire everyone to recognize the power that they have as individuals. And it feels really great to be among so many other people that have dedicated their lives to the same thing. So thanks to everyone here, as well as Supreme Master Ching Hai.
Wow.
Can you comment on the children that are being born these days, children like Akiani? They seem to be born with great gifts and maturity and wisdom that's well beyond their years. What is their role in this time?
Yes, I'll be glad to inform you. You just remember there was one little beautiful girl, Akian Kamarik, yes? Okay. She's one of the what we call indigo children, or crystal children. They are born from a different dimension, from a higher dimension, but unlike us, they have the ability to retain their divinity, or at least some part of it, so that they can bring to this world some different gifts for us. Yes, we are all born from different dimensions, Mr. Divinity. We are all divine. We are all born from a higher level of consciousness, from what I know. It's just that we have been degraded. We have come to this world and we have been confused. And the negative force of this realm has been deluding us and making us into what we have not willed to be. We should have been much better than what we are. That's why we are never satisfied with ourselves. No matter how much money we have, no matter how successful, big house, big car, something inside us always makes us feel something missing. Yes, something we don't know what. That is our divine origin trying to wake us up. Indigo children are the children who have exceptional talent for their age. They know more way beyond their years. And people who have studied or spent time with these special gifted children have told us about them. These are the youth who are born from higher dimensions and can retain some part of their intelligence, their wisdom, and their talent, their quality of the higher dimension. Many children don't have to be indigo children. From the time of their birth until about 3-4 years of age, many of children still can remember heaven. Sometimes they talk with each other about heaven. Sometimes they told their parents about heaven. But the parents would not listen, would not understand, because the parents have already forgotten. After 3-4 years of age, we have forgotten our origin. So the indigo children are the ones who still continue to remember after the 4 or 5 years of age. Lucky for them. Yes, perhaps it's heaven's will to let these children come and remember their divine quality, so that we have hope, so to remind us that we could attain like that. We could be like them, or perhaps we were like them. Yes, we are. We are like them, Mr. Divinity. Through my meditation, through my search of heaven and earth, I know we are all divine, Mr. Divinity. If only I can show it to you. If only I can let you know what I know. If only I can remove all the obstructive substances that many of us have been misled about and put into this temple, the divine temple, and blur our consciousness. That's the reason we have forgotten our godly origin. That's the reason why we forgot that we are truly the children of God. We have all heard that we're children of God, but we don't know it. We don't really know it because we obstructed ourselves. Because the negative force in this world is too heavy, they kind of surround us, they kind of oppress us, so that we could not struggle to fight against it. And then we succumb to this negative force and degrade ourselves more and more every day. That's why many masters came to this planet since times immemorial, to try to lift us up, to try to remind us. But the thing is, it's not that easy because we have been sleeping too long. Now we are talking about the children that they have retained some part of their divinity. They have come because they have found that the atmosphere, perhaps on our planet, has become more suitable, more refined, and brighter for them. Our planet has been changing recently for the better, you see, as more and more people are doing virtuous deeds, practice deep meditation, spiritual disciplines, and adopting the compassionate vegan lifestyle. Nowadays, because of the communication, it's so advanced, so the vegan lifestyle or spiritual lifestyle spreads very easily, unlike the time of Jesus. So nowadays, we don't have those harassment from misunderstanding like the time of Jesus or the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Also, our human evolution has benefited from the spiritual masters who have been gracing our earth throughout history to bless us. So the atmosphere of our world today has become more purified, despite the setbacks that we have also at the same time due to the uncompassionate way that we have been misled into living. Nevertheless, the part that can be purified, it has been purified. So our planet atmosphere has been receptive, uplifted to these higher dimensional levels. So some higher dimensional beings can come here. Perhaps more in the future, these so-called indigo or crystal children have come to join us as we continue to purify our world. We will have more and more of them. They serve as innocent inspiration and reminder toward our own innate higher qualities as we see their good energy, creativity, intelligence, wisdom, and love put into practice. For some of us who may not know much about these young people, I will explain a little more. These children, they are born with many talents, including both artistic and technological, way beyond their tender age. Their faith in the divine gives them a simple but clear sense of life's purpose. And not only do they share their creative talents freely with the world, but they also have a lot of inborn virtues. Their nature is of unwavering honesty that can never be compromised by this world. They're lucky. They dislike suffering and injustice. They are very sensitive to people's and animals' feelings. They have more or less telepathic talents. They have intuitive feeling very strong. Yes. So they are very sensitive to other people's feelings and animals' feelings. Oftentimes they could communicate with animals since a young age already, because their purity naturally repels substances such as chemicals, pollution, and unwholesome foods. These children are also vegetarian or vegan by their own choice, since very, very young, as their nobler selves would only allow them to be so. So their presence is a blessing, is a gift for the continued development of our world. And at the same time, they are an encouraging signal that our planet is on an elevating path. We can only wish that more and more of them may come, and better yet, that more and more of their wonderful qualities will emerge in every one of us. Even as ordinary adults, we can cultivate spiritual consciousness still. Our creativity, intelligence, and other abilities similar to what we see in these indigo children. We all have the capacity and potential to be higher beings. We have just been suppressed by incorrect choices in life. We have been poisoning ourselves by misinformation. But all these wonderful qualities, divinity, can be awakened anytime. I know that because I have my own experience. I wasn't born enlightened. You see, I searched for enlightenment. And I reached it is around 30 years of age. A similar age of the Buddha. Buddha wasn't born enlightened despite all the myths about him. You see, we still have a chance. In our group, many people older than you practice spiritual meditation, and they regain their divinity just the same like the indigo or more even. So we have choices. We have chance. We can do anything we want because we are the children of God. Just believe it. It's truly like that. Now back to earth. We can always regain all this divinity. Truly, I promise you with all honesty and honor that we can have it. All of you sitting there, whatever age you are, if you don't even have any experience about heaven, if you don't even have any talent before, you don't even know what to meditate on, any one of you can attain this divinity again, reclaim it again, provided we have the right counteraction, see? And the first step is to switch to a more compassionate lifestyle, because that is what we are. We are compassion. A compassionate vegan diet is the basic way of higher being, a mark of a true human being. A true human being would never kill. A true being would never harm another, even if his own life is threatened. A real gentleman steps wisely, understanding that all beings are connected, and that by taking a life compromises his own human spirit and bringing the bad retribution of killing upon him. So it is not solely the responsibility of these children to improve the world's consciousness level. We must all work together to bring heaven closer to earth. We can all do it. It's so simple. In my group, even children 5, 6 years old can meditate and can hear the inside melody, can talk to God. If we want to bring heaven to earth, if that is our wish, so shall it be. Thank you, and bless you, Mr. Da Vinci.
Thank you.
Many thanks, Supreme Master Ching Hai, for the scope of your vision and for reminding us that we are all God's children.
Our next questioner, Mr. David Canther, is a former pastor and founder of Acts World Relief. This organization provides hot meals, emotional care, emergency supplies, and medical assistance to those suffering from disasters. Acts Mobile Kitchens and medical units also provide inner city relief.
Master, my heart was touched as you were sharing about Hurricane Katrina. And as you know, we were there cooking with our kitchens hundreds of thousands of meals when the McDonald's were all closed. And so we took the quantum leap of faith by offering to hundreds of thousands of people vegan meals.
Bless you, bless you.
It was actually quite a shock when we put up signs on the top of the large tents that we brought in, and we could offer different types of food that we listed what they were. The line that was always the longest was for vegetarian and vegan meals.
Oh, incredible, incredible.
The Red Cross was so interested in that it was a risk, and they contacted me later and said, actually, you're the first organization that we would like to in the future offer to help pay for some of those meals, because we can see how the community wants a broader amount of the choice of the kind of food they can eat.
Ah, wonderful. Good news. Good news. Even in such a desperate situation.
There are 3 questions which I have. What is the role of animals' divine presence on earth? Do their roles and relationships with human beings deeply connect us further? And lastly, are they helping us to reach the golden era?
Okay, Mr. David Canther. First of all, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you're vegetarian and you offer vegetarian meal to people. And that you give me the good news that the longest lines are the vegetarian food choice. I'm so happy. That means we have chance to save the planet because more and more people want to be vegetarian. Very good sign, Mr. Cantor. You see, even in such a desperate situation where people have nothing anymore and they just need food to survive, they still adhere to the vegetarian diet. Oh, God be praised. Oh, now I answer your question. You deserve it. Only 3 questions, I could answer you 300. Nice to hear good news. Nice to see good people. Mr. Cantor, the role of all wondrous animals and their presence on earth is to bring divine love onto this planet. The animals are so close to God, we humans can hardly imagine. We hear about plenty of examples like the dogs that rescue disaster victims who otherwise would not have been found without their extraordinary abilities. They can guide the blind and even sense when a person is about to have a seizure and dial the emergency telephone number. And then there are other animals we don't see as often, yet with a heavenly role that is just as vital, like the whales and the seals that populate the vast ocean covering 70% of our earth, who bless us tremendously by their powerful and love-filled presence. You know, in Vietnam, people built some small temples along the coast, many of them, to worship the whales because they want to show gratitude to the whales. Many of the boat people have been rescued by whales from the stormy sea or from a capsized boat. The whales rescue them in numbers. Since time immemorial, the Vietnamese people have always built temples in gratitude to the whales. And these are the true stories. Not only they bless us invisibly, they also rescue people at sea. And this is very, very common in Vietnam. You go there, you see many whales temples. You still can talk to the people who still stay alive due to the whales rescue. I mean, the story is alive. It's not like a fairy tale or a legend. It is a living story still, even recently. But sadly, they are still seen by some humans as seal fur or whale meat. But these 2 animals are some of the many animals who literally radiate love to balance our planet. As we are being deluded more and more into the killing of the animals and destroying the environment, the atmosphere of our planet is also being depleted of love and happiness. Therefore, these animals, they were born here in order to balance it, to help us to fill in the void of love that we lost through our inconsiderate actions. But sadly, we kill them. We kill our benefactors just because we are blind. We are blind spiritually, telepathically, and psychically, that we don't see who are friends and who are not. Sadly, the friends we can see, like the whales, the seals, but we don't recognize. But the enemies we don't see, but we listen to. That is the force of evil, the force of the negative in this world. We don't see the force, we don't see that power, we don't see it manifested, personified, but we listen to it daily. So we do many wrong things that we regret. Or at the time of death, we regret, because at that time we can see whatever wrong things we do, just like watching cinemas, and we feel very sorry that we have done such things due to not knowing, due to being misled. So these animals, they are really our friends, they are our benefactors, but many of us kill them. If we can contact some of the best animal communicators, they would tell you that whales are the greatest love They house the greatest love of the divine for our planet. Seals also. In one of the conferences last time, I have told the audience about different quality of love of different animals, and whales and seals are one of the few number one in loving power. Now, that's not me who say that. It is through meditation, and I have been informed like that. So, if we kill these beings, we are really killing ourselves. We take out the balance that is greatly needed at this time, especially at this time in our dire situation. Now, if we let them live, then they will be able to bring back to earth the powerful, unconditional love, like that of the mother for her child, and they do their noble mission knowingly. They knowingly do it.